Oh, you wanna know who I am? Oh, you wanna know?
What's up, everybody? It's your boy B. Welcome to the new series. This is Just B. I'm still working on an actual name for this series, but at the moment, this is Just B. Mostly because it's just me. This is actually my second time filming this. Well, technically it's my first time filming this. The first time I thought I was filming this and the camera just cut off. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't do that this time. I'm not doing this a third time. Once again, welcome to the new series. Welcome to the new setup. I'm loving this. If you guys are loving this, let me know in the comments or go ahead and hit that like button. I know you haven't watched the whole video yet, so you don't know if you actually like the video or not. Just let me know in the comments or just go ahead and hit the like button just to make me feel better. But also, if this is your 30th time to my channel or watching any of the B.Anthony videos and you just stumbled across this one, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I mean, come on, you might as well. It's your 30th time here. Like, apparently you like what you're seeing. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you're one of those people who's just like, I don't want Google or, the world knowing all my information, you have a cell phone. We'll discuss that in a later video, but you have a cell phone. Uncle Sam already knows. He knows. That whole, nobody's gonna know. They'll know. They're gonna know. They already know. Today's video is brought to you by Rare Supply, High Demand. Just joking, we don't actually have sponsors for this channel yet because, well, one, we only have 100 subscribers. Thank you to all of you subscribers out there. I just know the guys that, own the brand and went to college with them. They're real cool guys. I'll leave a link in the description to their store. You could buy any of the products on their website, like this shirt. I actually have a red one. Tiffany has a red one too, but she doesn't really wear hers that often, so probably might just take it back because, they were men's shirts anyway. And this is really good. Like, I'm loving the material. This is nice and soft and everything. It's been washed 100 times and it's still soft. Anyway, so the purpose of this new series, this is just a chance for me more so to give you more details of the incredibly dark secret life of Brandon Gray. I'm joking. There aren't really many more details to give you, and I'm not giving you all the personal details because that's just not something I'll do on this channel or ever, really. I mean, I already tell you guys a lot. So this channel or this series is more so for, me to just be a little more adult about things, a little more, X-rated, not PG-13. I don't have to worry about parental guidances. Not that we're going to be, discussing anything raunchy or anything, but I may drop an F-bomb every now and then. I may feature alcohol on this channel or on this series, and I may also do some other stuff, talk about some other stuff, but this is just a chance for me to just, be me. This is all getting a little narcissistic. I have a YouTube channel named after me, and now I have a YouTube series named after me. Oh well, who cares? Well, I mean, you guys probably do, but... today's video is it's a touchy one. It's not too serious, but at the same time, it's not something I really want to just be like happy about and publicizing because it's not a happy moment. About a month ago, about 2 months ago, I had a kid. You guys have probably seen him. If not, subscribe to the channel. You'll see more of him. But about a month ago, he came home from the NICU. He was a premature birth. He was born at 31 weeks. And so, he had to stay in the NICU for a little while. They had to watch him for a couple of things, but nothing serious. He was really just there to eat and grow, which is all he's doing since he's been here. Oh, and pooping. But pooping has been what I think part of the issue. About a month ago, he wasn't pooping. When he got home, I think he went like a whole 5 days without taking a shit. It scared the living daylights out of me and my wife. We were worried because he was like squirming and grunting. He would not poop to save any of our lives. His belly button. There you go, belly button. His belly button is still sticking out like poking at you. And when he came home, it was like, look a little nub, probably like no bigger than that. But as things progressed, it started to become a thumb. Like there's literally a thumbs up sticking out of my son's stomach at the moment. It's kind of scary. Doctor told us not to worry about it. Pediatrician was like, no, don't worry about it. It's normal. It happens with all babies, especially preemies. It may be a hernia, it may just be fluid, but it will resolve on its own. They'll look at it again in about 6 months, and anywhere from 6 to 12 months, they'll decide whether they're actually going to he's going to have surgery on the belly button. Around the same time that we had this phone conversation, we started to notice another bump growing in his groin area. We just watched, made sure it was still soft, palatable, just felt like just fluid, really, for the most part. But whenever he cried or whenever he strained to either have to, well, not even either, but to have to poop, we noticed it would get really, really tense. Like, not that it couldn't be compressed, but it started to feel like, okay, wait, something's in there. While talking to the doctor one day, I let her know, like, he has what we believe is an inguinal hernia. When the baby's born, while a baby boy is growing, his testicles have to move through a tube, almost like, kind of how that looks. His testicles are coming down through his abdomen and come through a tube, like this little blue spot. Come through that tube. So as it's going through that tube, and after it goes through that tube, it starts to form or it collects its own bit of tissue around it to basically form the ball sack. This little surrounding that's around where the testicle came through, that closes up. For some kids, especially for preemies, after basically your balls drop, the little opening here doesn't actually close. It may shrink a little bit, but it doesn't close all the way. And so that then allows for, like I said, opening in the abdominal muscles to open up, fluid starts to get in, and then in my kid's situation, I believe, I haven't seen the x-rays yet, his intestine just plunged down in there. Mostly because, like I said, I think my kid was straining to have bowel movements because of the formula that he was ingesting. Not going to say anything against baby formula. I know that's a touchy subject, especially right now while there's a recall on a lot of it. For all the parents out there, I'm right there with you. I am feeling the strain. It is not easy. So yeah, back to the biology lesson. As the as the intestines gets down in between the little hole there, probably the worst, I'm just gonna stop doing that. As it gets down into the hole, I'm gonna bring this back, can close up as it's supposed to. It can close up. If the intestine is on the bottom side of it, that forms a blockage, not only to whatever was inside of it, but also to the blood flow of the intestine. And if it's called an arrest. If that arrest happens to the intestine, that intestinal tissue can die or will die. And that's a medical emergency because, hey, that's part of your kid's intestine. More than likely, it's the one that's on the outer rim. I think that's the small intestine. Yeah, that's the small intestine. That's his poop, and his body just basically killed off his main poop line. So that in itself, like I said, is an emergency, and that was one of the reasons why our pediatrician immediately told us, take him to the ER. Don't pass go, don't collect $200, take him to the ER. So we rushed him to Children's. After I got off work. We rushed him to Children's. And basically we had two doctors look at him. They weren't too concerned, but they definitely said we were going to have to follow up with surgery. So today, we met with the surgeon. And I'm not happy to report, but my kid has to have surgery. So it's not emergent. The doctor was actually able to, push the fluid or the intestine or tissue. He was actually able to push it back up with his hand. But because of that little small tissue, whatever thing it is, you'll see the diagram here, that is probably still open, one, or two, they have to make sure he doesn't have any part of his intestine inside of the herniated area. Yeah, he has to have surgery. So I jumped on the internet when I got home just to kind of give myself as much information as possible, and it definitely helped. It made me feel a lot better. For anybody out there who has a baby, a newborn that has a hernia, not the umbilical hernia, because the umbilical hernia usually resolves on its own. In fact, our doctor, he just pushed the innie all the way in with his finger, and he was like, "Oh yeah, the hole is real small. This will resolve on its own." But the inguinal hernia, the inguinal hernia, that one's a bit more serious. If you're noticing your baby is in any kind of pain, their eating has changed, their bowel movements have changed, they're just extremely fussy, it's the groin area is large, it's red, tender to the touch, but still engulfed, definitely go to the ER. Not something you want to play with. Not something that I would even want to try to play with. But on the plus side, if your baby does require surgery, from what I saw today on some of the videos, I'll leave a link in the description for the video that I watched. Yeah, the procedure's not that bad. It's really not. They just make a small incision right above where the groin is, or at least in the same area that the intestine and I forgot the name of the thing. But they make I probably should have watched the video a bunch of times. But anyway, they make an incision right above where the hernia would have started. And basically, they just use their surgical tools, the softer surgical tools, and just push everything back into place. After that, if the little thing that everything falls through, I'm gonna stop doing that. The little thing that everything falls through, if that were to still be open or still be large, I think they do something to try and close that up a little bit, or to keep it from happening again. Because if they just push it back up, of course, intestine can fly back down. If it's fluid, the fluid can fly back down. 2 cuts, one to open up, see what's going on, the other one to open up and see if it's just fluid or if it's intestine. And then literally they're just using their tools to just kind of scoop everything back into place. And then they close them up. And that's it. They give, I think the video said they give local anesthetic just in case there's any pain afterward. But real simple procedure. So that made me feel real good. Actually, I mean, I know I'm a medical professional, so hearing the ins and outs of how things happen or how things are gonna go, that does make me feel a little bit better when I hear those things. But when I tell you I was a nervous wreck all this evening, I literally just watched this video maybe about 3 hours ago. It made me feel a lot better. If you're going through it, it's gonna be okay. Don't fret. Don't really know why it happens. No one really knows why it happens. I'm just gonna say my kid is a newborn. His muscles are still weak, except for his arms. Like, he has biceps. He can curl already. Like, he grabbed my hand like this, and I lifting my hand, he lifted his entire body up. Like, didn't even break a sweat. Like, kid's already freaking Hercules. This is gonna be a very, very interesting life. I don't know exactly what caused it. As far as prevention is concerned, that is a little different. We are going to try and minimize his straining as far as when he's trying to poop. So we are going with some formulas that are a little bit gentler to try and reduce that. We are going to, of course, do a little bit more tummy time, maybe more than we were doing before, just to kind of ease some of the gas and, allow him to work out those core muscles, get that core strength going on. You know, if that even helps, I don't know. Do some more baby massages. We'll do videos on all of those tips later on. Either way, it's a scary moment, but I'm at ease. Whenever they call to schedule the surgery, I think they said it's an overnight stay at the hospital, but I'm not gonna go too crazy and start acting like he's having major life-threatening surgery or anything. No, we're just gonna go. He's gonna get cut on at less than 5 months of age, and we're just gonna hope and pray for the best. I mean, really, we're gonna hope and pray that the doctors are like sober that day, and they don't like cut my child's testicle. Like that's going to send me through the roof. This will be a whole new video series if that happens. I'm not going to speak that into existence though. It's not going to happen. But either way, this has been long enough. I'm going to try to keep these segments to like 20 minutes of me talking to a camera or to my phone, because otherwise when I get onto the computer to edit this, I'm going to be like, Brandon, what the hell were you thinking? More fun stuff to come. Like I said, it was good. Anyway, like and subscribe if you thought this was entertaining or fun or informative. Any of those. Love you guys. Stay tuned for more TMB. It's on the way. It's going to be fun. Until the next time. I can't think of what to do with my hands.
And I'm dabbing down on my feet and my ride too clean. Wake up every morning and a lemon in my tea. Moral of the story is, you are you, and I am me. Just be.